Change my name. Woo.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining Cindy and I, the Travel Collective, always bringing you great travel information and amazing, unique tour operators, boutique tours, and one-of-a-kind places to go, things to do. So thank you for joining us this morning. Hey, Cindy, good to see you. Got your coffee going. We've got a
I got coffee.
we've got a wonderful group of women this morning. I would love to do any of these trips and tours.
So excited about them. So we'll just start. I'm going to just pick somebody and just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you are, and a little bit about the tour or the trip that you offer. So we'll start with you, Tania, because you're right below my face on the screen. So what do you got for us?
Hi, I'm Tania. I am the owner of a company called Ad Vivum Journeys, and Ad Vivum is a Latin toast. It means to life. So that lets you know about the kind of journeys, which I know we're going to talk about. I am in Ottawa, Canada, but my journeys are in the under the umbrella of transformational travel. So this year we are going to Kent, England, and Provence, France.
Lovely. Thanks, Tania. All right, let's switch to Christine, because I know we're going to France for Christine. Can you tell us, introduce yourself and your tours as well?
Okay, well, I'm Christine and I am French. I'm bilingual and I offer stays in Brittany in my house, bespoke stays around cooking and wine. And so people who come here discover Brittany and our culture, which is very strong. And I do everything. No, because I've just had two ladies and they peeled a lot of onions. But otherwise, I take people around. I help them discover cute little towns. I don't know if I didn't know this writer, Banalek, who is, no, you don't, I've got an American lady coming and she talked to me about him. He's German and he writes in English.
Oh, wow.
And he's called Banalek, which is a town here. And he discovered our place, Brittany, and he took that name. And so he writes thrillers, and he talks about all the nice little towns around here where I'm going to take this lady and whoever wants to come and visit Brittany.
Wonderful. And Yetunde, you want to share with us your tours? I know we also cook with you as well, right?
Yes. It looks like we're doing cooking today, which is good. I am Yetunde, and I have a company called Let's Eat the World. I've been doing culinary tours with my husband, who is a French chef. So bonjour. In France, before we moved to Spain. And today I'm actually going to talk about our newest tour, which is our culinary food and wine experience in Seville, Spain, where we are currently living.
Beautiful.
Oh, exciting. Oh, this is wonderful. So now we're going to move to telling us a little bit more about the location, which you've all kind of highlighted. So how about one amazing thing that something's going to experience on these tours? We'll go into that a little bit more in depth. And we'll start with Tania. I probably mispronounced her name. I apologize.
It's all right. It's Tania. And one amazing thing. I was laughing because
I know. It's hard.
How am I going to identify one amazing thing? If I were to choose the Radical Sabbatical, which is the name of the tour that runs in England, in Kent, England, which is known as the Garden of England, we have the opportunity to stay in the manor house that is still owned by Lord Fitzwalter and was a part of the Austen family. Now, you know the Austen family because you know Jane Austen, and it is in fact where she wrote Pride and Prejudice. So the name of this retreat is Radical Sabbatical because we come on sabbatical, and the thing that's radical is we think about the title for our next life chapter. So where are you going next? What would you title the next chapter of your life? So these retreats are retreats where we enjoy the English countryside. We enjoy Jane's wonderful house and her spirit, which is still there. We ask ourselves big questions, and I set all these activities in place that allow people to go on a quest. So they go and enjoy footpaths and the writing rooms. We do writing exercises and creative exercises, and we spend time in the National Trust gardens. And so these retreats are real transformational processes for people to come and rediscover who they are and maybe sort of shift a little bit of the course correction, if you will, about who they want to be. I know all of us are coming out of COVID, thankful that we've been resilient, but maybe we need to brush it off now and revive and recharge. So I think spending time in Jane Austen's home is something quite unique and special. So that's what I'm going to put out about the English retreat.
Thanks,
Wow, that sounds amazing. Thank you. Christine.
I've got so many.
I know. It's hard to
so difficult. I'm just thinking about this lady is coming, and we are, a friend of mine are going to take her to the Glénan, which is where this Banalek guy I was telling you about discovered Brittany. So it's a little island. So we are taking his boat there, and there we'll just walk on the path because it's the ocean. So it's also mind-blowing. And we will be eating prawns. Is that the right word for you?
Yes, yeah.
And oysters if people want to. So it's just the sea, the ocean. We've got a coastal path around Brittany where you can see the ocean. So we will do all that day and eat and drink white wine. I think it should be. And my friend and speak French. If people want to, they do what they want. If they want to speak English, speak English.
Right.
All this mixture.
Sounds amazing. I like the small group stuff, Christine.
Yeah.
It feels so connected that you'd be connected with the culture. Wonderful.
Yetunde?
But yes, it's my go.
Yeah, it's your go.
No, well, like everybody else, trying to pick just one thing that is like the top thing. I would say, first of all, I want to say I'm dressed like this because tomorrow starts the Feria in Sevilla, which has been on hiatus for the last 2.5 years. So it's going to be very big and very crazy. So I can say that probably one of the highlights of coming on our culinary tour in Sevilla would be Sevilla. I mean, it's the biggest highlight of all. Andalusia is full of energy. The architecture here is amazing. Our food program takes you not only into the kitchen, because you'll be cooking along with my husband, but we also go on cultural excursions. So we'll go, for example, to go and see the Real Alcazar, to get a little bit of the history of Sevilla, which is very rich, very long, and delicious. So, it's all about food, but not only. I mean, it's really an experience for somebody who wants a bit of cooking, but also wants to get something more out of their culinary experience. So for me, the biggest highlight is probably learning about the connection between the food and the people. That for me, on any culinary tour, that's what you should look for.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, see, again, once you start listening again, we've heard them before, some of these stories. So we're just so excited about all these tours. I want to go.
I know, me too.
I want to go. But so we've talked a little bit about some specific tours that you ladies offer. Let's talk a little bit about how long it is and sort of what goes on during the time. I know some of these are change a little depending on which one. So Tania, we'll go back to you. You were talking about one in Britain. Can you tell us how long that is and sort of how the week or the days progress?
Yes, certainly. So the Radical Sabbatical in Kent is a 5-day, 4-night excursion. And the Joie de Vivre exploration, which is in Provence, is a 6-day, 6-night. Provence is in September and Kent is in October. And these are transformational travel retreats. So the things to understand about these both retreats, even though the specifics are different, the flow is very similar. So what we're doing is we're using all this natural discovery that comes up when we travel. And we go and experience place, and we experience culture, and we experience food, but we also experience whatever is really unique to that location. So I talked a bit about England, but in France, in Provence, what's unique, of course, is joie de vivre, right? This great expression that people have, living an unhurried life, really savoring, literally, all the food, but also the expressions of life, community, music. So we use that as a metaphor to do some personal discovery. So that's the second layer of what's always happening. Things like workshops, group discussions, little quests, challenges that I send you on. It's really hard to answer important life questions when you're in your day-to-day. Who could I be will be influenced by what I have to do next in my agenda. So you need to come away on a big journey in order to start to play with, how do I balance my life? How do I find joy again? How do I become someone new or pivot in my career, in my life? So that's the second piece. So we have the travel piece and we have the personal development piece. And then because we're working and traveling in small groups, so usually up to 15 women, there's a really strong community joy piece. So rekindling what we do best together as women, which is laugh and support one another and be in discovery. And we do that while we are enjoying all of the great spaces around us. We bring 2 chefs that always cook for us, and we have tons of surprises that I won't share because then they won't be surprises. So that's kind of the flow of the day. So it's a really full, all-encompassing, totally curated program.
Okay, so we're never a dull moment and lots of personal stuff going on, and I love it, Tania. Thank you. Christine, I know your tours or your events are a little more flexible because your folks. Can you talk a little bit about what you have done and kind of give us a feel for the length of trips that you host and so forth?
Well, I offer these stays from April to October.
Okay.
People contact me, and usually people stay a week, but as I was telling you, this American lady is coming, and I'm really looking forward to meeting her. She's coming for a month. Mm-hmm. So then we discuss what people really want to do, because I drive them around. And so I offer suggestions, and then they tell me. And then when they arrive, we sit on the terrace, have a drink, and we really make it more precise, if you see what I mean. But this lady told me what she wanted to do, what she wanted to eat, oysters mainly and prawns apparently, and learn how to make things which are very easy, like mayonnaise seems to be the big thing. So
wow.
This lady who came before said, mayonnaise, I don't know how to make it. So we have some fun. Because the thing is, cooking is a fantastic means to communicate and to laugh and to have fun. So as I said, people can come as long as they want.
Okay.
And they tell me what they want to do, and I adapt.
Yeah. And how many people do you host at one time?
I cannot say. Well, I find the easiest is really to have 1 or 2 persons, but I've had 4 people staying together, 4 or 5. That's the limit, because everybody stays here in my house. I've got a very big house, as I said, big garden, big terrace, and I think to take care of people, for me, it's the limit in my house.
Right.
So yeah, but I can take 1 person. I've got a lady coming by herself. This lady's coming by herself too.
Okay.
One in September. If they come with friends, all the better. But, just 1 person. I'm doing this also to have fun myself. So it's as they wish. People wish.
Wonderful. I think that sounds amazing. I love the very small, intimate part of that. And Yetunde, can you tell us a little bit about how long your tours are and sort of how they flow from a day to day?
So our tours, we have 2 different types of tours in Sevilla, which we have a 4-day, 5-night tour. And then we have one that was the week in Sevilla, which is the 6-day, 7-night tour that we do. Accommodations are included in our tours. We like to keep people together in the same place. So I'm more, let's, have a house together, or really large apartments, usually a house that everybody stays in, and we will cook together in the house. We take them out for a tour, a wine tasting. There's always a wine tasting component in there. And what I think makes our tour different is, first of all, our small size is no more than 8 people. There's a couple of reasons for this. It's very hands-on. It allows us to, it's manageable for us because our objective in life is not to burn ourselves out either. We like to have fun too, just like Christine said, we want to enjoy the experience as well. So we do it with a very small, intimate group of people who really have an opportunity then to get to know each other. They'll cook a little bit, we'll tour markets together, we'll do wine tasting together, we go to a restaurant together, we learn about the local culture. And as I said, we have this tour as well in the south of France. That was the one that we started back in 2016. And it was our home for 5 years. Now we call Sevilla home, and we want to share that experience with people so that they too can fall in love with Sevilla, which is very easy to do. Very, very easy to do. After a glass of wine, a few tapas, and looking at the Plaza de España, what could be better, We start off with an aperitif. We also have a dance class. Okay, so they get to learn a little bit of flamenco, because we will go to a flamenco show following our class, and that gives them more insight into what they're seeing. Because say they're not a Spanish speaker, and even if you are a Spanish speaker, sometimes understanding the Sevillanos can be challenging. So you get a sense of what is going to be happening, and the instructor is going to show you the steps, and it's a lot of fun, and we participate together. So it's like a family activity. Everybody becomes family in that very short period of time. It's wonderful.
I forgot to say that I also organize wine tasting. You'll have to come here. And also, I've totally forgot, because I'm a bit impressed by you ladies, I think. I offer a session with a lady who comes to make crêpes. They're called Breton crêpes. You know what it is? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like pancakes, but very thin.
Right.
And so we start from scratch. We make the dough, and we cook. And also this lady who's coming asked me to take her to a Breton dancing.
Oh.
Yes. So I'm going. I'm not myself that crazy, but I'm going with her. So I'm sure I'll change my mind. Anyway, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Awesome. You're reminding me of something as well. One of the things that is key to our programs is that we adapt it to the participants. So obviously ahead of time we have to plan what we're going to do, otherwise it just be a free-for-all. So we have a program, but the program, we have to always put a little note to people. You need to be flexible, because I do not control the weather. I don't control if there's something else that's going on, but we'll adapt, and it'll be as if you'll never notice, when we make these little changes. And we also adapt what we're going to cook to our audience. So if somebody says, I would really like to make a paella, but we tell them the traditional paella is with rabbit, and they go, I don't really like rabbit. And it goes, okay, well, we'll do mariscos, which is technically not a paella, it's arroz con mariscos, but we'll do that, and that makes everybody happy. And we always celebrate whatever occasion. One of our last groups, we had a birthday, and that was good fun. And they asked us, can we do a special dessert? So we said, okay, fine, no problem. We'll do a special dessert. We'll find a way to work it in as we can.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great segue, because my next question is, what is something I should know? Are there things I should prep before I come on your journey, or to pack, any of these types of things? So Tania.
Yeah. Well, probably something that you would discover very quickly is that because this is designed by a life coach. So I am a coach, and it is co-facilitated by coaches. So part of your prep will include some coaching, some workbooks, and some field trips, so virtual like this on Zoom, that people can participate to prepare for the quest that they're going to be coming on. So there's a lot of preparation that we infuse into this experience, as much as people like to do. But I find that way people can arrive ready for their quest, ready to move. So we assist people. We also have a big Concierge Program. So we assist people in their travel planning, in their whether it's in understanding how to get there, or how understanding how to bookend their retreats and make the most out of what they're going to come experience with us. We work very directly with everybody because they have coaching sessions with me. I then can really hear, what is your question, April? What are you coming to answer? And Cindy, what are you coming to answer? And then I can influence the discoveries as well as the challenges that we experience during the week. Packing, I always say, pack late. If you are coming to Europe, the thing that people always forget is that they have to carry their suitcases up and down stairs, inevitably. And there'll probably be some cobblestones as well. That probably goes for all three of us. Right. So everybody's tempted to bring the big suitcase, and really, if you can master carry on, that's the way you want to do it, I think.
We are with you, Tania.
Yeah, we are with you on that, definitely.
So, yeah. Just to clarify what I think I heard, just so our listeners and the folks listening, you do coaching ahead of time, right? That's what you're talking about. And you have lots of conversations or several conversations with attendees before they arrive, both because there's this transformation aspect, but also so that you can get to know them and kind of tailor or adjust, as these other ladies were saying, your experience to meet the needs of the people that are coming. Did I hear you right, Tania? That's what you're doing.
That's right. That's right, Cindy. And actually, we do coaching and workbooks at the end, after people go home as well. Because if you've come, seeking perhaps, how do I lean into joy more in my life, if that's your quest? Right. And it's important for me that not only do you discover it on one of these wonderful trips, but not only do you discover it, but that you find a way to actually integrate it when you go back home. So it's not enough just to experience it, but really the transformation is the implementation, the embedding it in your life. So there's coaching and workbooks on the other end too.
Great. Sounds amazing.
Christine,
same.
I don't know if you heard the question. Anything I should know before I come to visit? Any conversations? What to pack? For your part of France?
We got cut off. Actually, I don't know why.
Yeah.
As I said, people contact me and we chat a lot. And so, walking shoes maybe. Walking shoes. So I tell them what the weather is like at the moment. It's beautiful. It's been beautiful for weeks. But so walking shoes. Swimming stuff if they want to swim, but you have sometimes to be brave. I swim.
It is Brittany after all.
Yes, but it's the South Brittany, so the weather is fantastic in the South Brittany, and we've got less rain, I've heard, than in the south of France. So, yeah, well, climate is changing as well, but usually in the south, it's nice.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
And Yetunde, do you have what they should prepare ahead of time? Anything there?
Well, I usually have a series of emails that I send to them just to get them excited about their trip, which I give them some tips and things that they should plan for, and a little guide. So if they in their free time, because they do get free time, so it's not very, it's not all intensive cooking. So if they want to do other things in their free time, I try to connect them with other providers, service providers, so they can plan their trip. I would say to them, please wear closed-toed shoes in the kitchen. You're working with a professional chef. we sharpen our knives, and I don't want to lose toes. So I always say, please, please, please wear clothes. I mean, they're so tempted because the weather is fantastic. I mean, we have a tour that's in October and a tour in November. We can do that here because the weather is still fabulous. So, you know, they want to be out in their flip-flops or their sandals. And I go, that's great. You can do that outside, but not in my kitchen. Not in my kitchen. So that is very, very important. And then I just tell them, don't overdo it. I go, Sevillanas have a tendency to dress when they go out, okay? Especially the women. But that doesn't mean that you have to dress as if you're going to church or going to a wedding. I mean, you want to be comfortable. So whatever you pack, just be comfortable. Don't be sloppy, okay? But be comfortable. That's it.
Good advice, because I think that we tend to overpack for sure. Tania was right. You want to wear all of the outfits and all your favorite things on your favorite trip. So it's
well, the best thing for that is that, you know, put everything that you want to pack in a pile, cut it in half, then, you know. And one of my clients actually once said to me, so you know, you should pack your suitcase while you're still at home and walk around with it for a half an hour. And if you still feel happy with it, go ahead, take it. And if you don't, then you know that you've overpacked.
Yes. Those are also great tips. We've talked about a few things. One is just to get a smaller suitcase and like, that's it. Whatever fits in there, that's what I take. All of those things.
Yeah.
So I think we, just before we're running out of time, but I wanted to go around and just talk about how much the tour costs. We know now how long it is, and maybe how they sign up or how they connect with you. We'll get that in the last minute. So Tania, if you can share that a little bit about the cost and how to find you.
Yeah, the costs will range anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 US, just depending on the location and the length. I want people to know that I also have a scholarship program. So people can apply for scholarship. Scholarship is based on need and applications. So first come, first serve. They can find all of that on the website, which is at advivumjourneys.ca. You'll see all the retreats as well as the application forms and registration forms. And there is still place left on both of these retreats. So I do think that by the end of June, it'll be pretty tight because I think a lot of people are ready to start traveling again. I'm happy to see so many new names pop into my inbox.
Us too. Christine, can you tell us how to find you and how much it costs as well?
Well, everything depends on the length of the stay. Usually, it's about 1,200 euros for, depending on what people want to do, of course, a week. And I've got a site which is www.cookingwithwords.com, and all the details are there. And people can also access my Facebook.
Okay,
and
we'll put that.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Perfect. We'll put that in the description too. And Yetunde, how much and how do we find you?
Yes. So the 4-day, 5-night tour starts at about 2,500 euros. Okay. I don't know what that is in dollars. Very sorry, but I think it's getting pretty close right now. So this is the time to book, everybody. And our week long is 2,875. As I said, this includes the accommodations. And that's the 6-day, 7-night one. They can find us at letseattheworld.com.
I love that.
And, and you'll find the information on there about our culinary tours in Sevilla, but also in Paris and in the south of France.
Right. Wow. I'm so excited.
I know, this all sounds amazing. This sounds incredible. And I don't think we had any questions pop up, did we? I know it's early here on the West Coast.
No, I didn't. I saw a couple people were watching us this morning. We have a few folks there, but no questions this morning. But that's great because we still get people all the people that are rewatching this later today and tomorrow. There's so many good things. So we've met so many great ladies here and so many great tours. And we're going to Europe. It sounds like in most of these, sometimes we, go to different locations, but all of these are very similar. I'm glad we were able to kind of bundle them together so people get a different feel for different types of tours. And it also feels like everything's very unique in that you can kind of curate your own with all of these. So,
and that's one thing we always encourage. If any of these women sound interesting and amazing, it sounds like, and I think that's everyone right now.
oh,
April's frozen.
April's frozen. Yes.
Well, I'm thinking that people should start their tour with Tania up north, make their way down to Christine, and then just keep slowly making their way down. I think that would be the best.
Fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's exactly what they should do.
Well,
Take one of each. Take a whole month and do all three.
Yeah, do all of it.
Do that.
And if
I
you
mean,
do
I have
it,
a lot
call
of people
me.
that I refer to as repeat offenders,
Yes.
who actually come back, and I go, really? You want to? They give me a challenge because, as I said, we try to adapt to our audience. So when they go, oh, I'm coming back next year, I'm like, that means I've got to come up with a whole new thing. Okay. 'Cause I love to have surprises for people. I don't want everybody, they're like, no, leave it the same. I'm like, no, you don't know me. I don't know. I can't leave it the same.
Right.
It's so much fun. Oh, it's so great to hear how much you guys love doing it too. So we'll have another one of these in 2 Saturdays, I think, from now. So keep watching and subscribe to the channel so you can learn when we do go live again. You'll get to discover more amazing trips you can take and meet more amazing people who are out there with a passion of travel with us. So thanks, ladies, so much for joining us this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are. And we hope to talk to you all soon.
Yeah, stay in touch. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Good luck to
Bye.
everybody.
Yes.